Hi guys, welcome to week 6 of Coding Club. Um, we'll just wait a couple of minutes for some other people to get in. Um, this week, we'll be talking about dictionaries. All right, anyways, we'll get started this week. So, as I said, this week we'll be talking about dictionaries. And dictionaries are used um, to store data values in key value pairs. Just like in real life, where you like store words to definitions. In Python, dictionaries are used to store a certain key and then assign that to a value. You can reference that key and then it'll like return the value later on, which is very useful. It's also important to note that dictionaries are ordered and they're also changeable and they don't allow duplicates. And we'll talk about what all three of those mean later on. So just to start off, an example of a dictionary is shown below. We have this dict is equal to, we define dictionaries through curly brackets, and then using a colon, we can assign a certain key value to a certain pair. And here we have brand is not equal to, but the key brand is assigned to Ford, and a model to Mustang, and then year to 1964. And when we print this dictionary, we get this, except in a one-line form. But I usually write it like this because it's easier to read for me, rather than writing it on one line. And so as we mentioned before, dictionary items are ordered, changeable. Oh, so I see a couple other people coming in now. So I'll just quickly restart just in case you guys missed anything. Um, so yeah, so everyone coming in this week, welcome back. This week we'll be talking about dictionaries, and dictionaries are used to store data values in key value pairs. And just like a dictionary in real life where you can search up a word and you'll get a definition, you can search up a key and then you'll get a value back. And a dictionary is also a collection that is ordered, changeable, and does not allow duplicates. And we'll talk about what each one of those mean later on. And so an example of a dictionary is shown below. This dictionary, um, oh, this dictionary is defined by curly brackets, and there is you can, and in this case, we assign the key brand to the Ford. We assign the key model to the value Mustang, and the key year to 1964. And dictionary items are ordered, changeable, and does not allow duplicates. And when we say dictionaries are ordered, it means that they have a defined order and that order will not change. So currently it's like brand to Ford, model to Mustang, and year to 1964. For no reason, this like, it'll stay this way. It's not gonna like shift around or anything. And that's what we mean by the fact that it's ordered. So brand comes first, model comes second, and then year comes third. Um, they're also changeable, which means that you can change certain values. So let's say you realize that you got your information from the wrong source, and maybe like um you actually got your car, the car came out in like 1965. There is a way to change that, and that's what we mean by changeable. You can also add things, remove things, and we'll talk about all that later. And that's basically it. And it doesn't allow duplicates either. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So you can't have two items with the same key. And when that happens, the second key will override the first key. So when we print this, then we will get brand Ford and then model to Mustang and then year to 2020, because the second instance of year will override the first instance of year and the value will change to 2020. And just as a quick exercise, um, let's create a dictionary called translations that maps the following words in English to their definitions in Sindarin, which is the language of the elves. You don't ask where I found this from, but um, in English, we have the word mountain, bread, friend, and horse, and the corresponding values here. So I'll give in like 2 or 3 minutes. You guys should be able to just write out a dictionary and print it. And hopefully this is a good way to practice creating dictionaries.
Is the English to Sindarin, is that in the dictionary?
I don't think you can find this in like, I don't think you would be able to find this in like Merriam-Webster or something. So it's kind of random. It's a fun thing.
No, but do you put that in the dictionary that you're trying to make?
Oh yeah, you want to assign like you want to assign um the value mountain to OROD basically.
Or how
Like all of
about
these. Oh, the
so
first, I see what you mean. This one, that shouldn't be in. Yeah, that should be. Yeah,
okay.
just do these four. That's it. I guess. All right, so you guys should probably be done by now. Hopefully you guys successfully created the list. I see a couple correct answers, so that's great. Um, so for this one, is it should look something like this. Let's see. Yep. And then we'll just, both of these are the exact same. This is just a little bit easier to read in my opinion. So we have mountain to O-Rod, bread to bass, friend to melon, horse to Raj. So that's creating a dictionary. And then dictionary length is the next thing we'll be talking about. Just like we can find the length of a list, you can also find the length of a dictionary. And it'll basically print how many items a dictionary has. So if we print the length of this dictionary by using the same length function that we would use for a list, just len, then we would get 3. It just basically prints the number of keys that there are in this dictionary. It doesn't print like the total number of, it doesn't do like 3 plus 3 is 6, even though it looks like there's 6 things here. It only matters how many keys there are. And yeah, just like in a real dictionary, you could say you have 3 words, but you would technically have 3 words, 3 definitions. But if someone asks you how many words are in the dictionary, you would just say 3. So length of this dictionary just prints the number of keys. And in this case, that's 3. So 1, 2, 3. And dictionary items can be any data type. The one example we did has only, the one example we did has string to string, like a string key to a string value. However, you can have like the values of a dictionary can be like a string, can be a Boolean, integer, floats, pretty much anything. They can also be a list. And you could even have a dictionary within a dictionary. However, there are restrictions to the key of a list, which I don't think I've said here, but it can't be a list, and I don't think the key can't be a dictionary either. The key usually has to just be something. It could be an integer, it can be a string, it can be a float, I think, but it just can't be like a list, tuple, or a dictionary, stuff like that. So going on, we'll talk about accessing dictionary items. And this is where you get to like actual application of dictionary. So this is where they become useful. So to access an item in a dictionary, we can, you know, you can access it by referring to its key name inside square brackets. So just like how you would access a specific index in a list, you would do that with a dictionary, except you don't have a number inside of the square brackets. You would have the key itself. And remember that it's case sensitive. So this dictionary like model would return Mustang when we print it, because this dictionary, it goes to the key model and it prints whatever value that's assigned to. So that's the example here. And there's also another way that you can get the value of a specific one. Besides just using square brackets, you can use like a built-in dictionary method called .get. And this will just get the value of the specific key. And very similar to this, it's just this dictionary, the name, and .get whatever key you're looking for. And if we're looking for brand this time, it'll print out Ford. So hopefully you guys are still following on so far. This is how you access items. You can, this is basically equivalent to searching up a word in an actual dictionary in real life. And next thing we're going to talk about is adding a key. That's like adding a new word and then assigning a definition to it. And to add a single key value to a dictionary, key value pair to a dictionary, we can use the following syntax. Dictionary and then square brackets, key inside is equal to the value you want it to be. So here we have defined a dictionary called menu. oatmeal for $3, avocado toast for 6, carrot juice for 5, and blueberry muffin for 2. If the restaurant decided to add one more item on the list, they wanted to add a cheesecake to be specific, and they wanted to make that $8. The way you would do that, add that to the dictionary, is by doing the dictionary name menu, and then in square brackets, whatever key you want it to be. So the key is cheesecake, and then you want it to be $8, so you assign that to 8. And printing this out will yield the new dictionary that we see here, with the addition of cheesecake assigned to the value 8. So we have a small practice exercise here with a couple directions, so just follow along really quick. And so the first step is we want to create an empty dictionary called Animals and Zoo. And I'll do that, I'll do it, and then you guys can follow along too. So animals in zoo, and you can create it as an empty dictionary. And if you just don't put anything in it, it won't return any error. It's okay. It gives you the check mark. So walking around the zoo, you see 8 zebras, and we want to add zebras to animals in zoo as a key with the value of 8. So how do we do that? What we can do is we can do animals in zoo, and then we want our key to be zebras, and then we want to assign that to a value of 8 because we saw zebras 8 times. If we run this, I did not print animals in zoo. So if I print animals in zoo, we'll see that zebras assigned to the value of 8 has showed up. All right, so next, we visit the primate house was bananas. It's like a pun that you guys can laugh. Add monkeys to animals in zoo as a key with the value of 12 because you saw 12 monkeys. So we just do the same thing again, except animals in zoo of this time monkeys is equal to 12. And you'll see that now monkeys have showed up inside of our dictionary. And then as we're leaving the zoo, you're very sad that you didn't see any dinosaurs. And we'll add dinosaurs to the zoo with the key value of 0. And we'll do that one more time. Dinosaurs. Assign that to be 0. Cool. So that's our final list there. And yeah, that's how you add new items to a dictionary. So I failed to mention that there is another way to add items onto a dictionary. Besides just using the square brackets function, there is another built-in method for the dictionaries called the update method. And it'll update the it'll update the dictionary with the items from the given argument. And the argument must be a dictionary or an iterable object with key value pairs. That's usually like you can get key value pairs using like a zip, basically. We're not going to talk about that today. So we're just going to be giving an argument as a dictionary. And a lot of times you use .update to add multiple items at once. With the square brackets, you're very limited in what you can do. You can only add one item at once and set it to be a value. Sorry. And however, with update, it gives you a lot more flexibility, and you can add multiple items at once. In this case, we are only adding one. We're adding year to 2020. But if you remember that if we add a year to 2020, it'll basically just override it. And you'll see that when we print it, which I've not done, distinct, and then dictionary, print it, it'll change year to 2020. Let's say besides changing year to 2020, we also want to add a value called color. And we can assign comma color. We treat this as a normal dictionary. to blue. And now this will not only update year to be 2020, but it'll also update the color to be blue. You can do this with multiple items as long as you want. So what's another attribute of a car you guys can think of? I'm blanking right now.
Electric.
Oh yeah, sure. That's smart. Electric, electric, and then we assign that to like a Boolean. So it's either electric or it's not. So like true or false. So our Ford Mustang, if I recall, I don't believe that's electric. So it's false. And if we run this, we'll see electric is false. Okay, cool. So that's how you use dot update, the updated dictionary. This is definitely my preferred way of updating a dictionary. It's a lot more flexible, and that's why I think it's better. But do whatever you feel is easier for you. So a quick exercise: in one line of code, add 2 new users to the user's ID dictionary. So I have here defined user's ID, Terracoder 9018293 and ProGamer 119238. Oh, I just okay. I should probably share this doc with you guys to make it easier. I'll do that very quick right now. So I'll give you guys like 4 minutes, 5 minutes to do this one. Should be pretty quick though. Let me see. All right, cool. Tell me if you guys have any problems accessing that, where right above Getkeys, we're in the update dictionary section, doing the first exercise.
Or look in the chat.
All right, so the answer to this one is pretty simple. We just take advantage of the dot update method we just learned, and we do users ID dot update. Okay, this should let me check this. Oh, you can't have two lists like that. You have to so the person who sent this to me, um, it can't be like two dictionaries. You have to have like one big dictionary. It's kind of like adding two lists together. Like you add one big dictionary to another big dictionary. You don't need like dictionaries within dictionaries. So this, let me see. Oh, now we're missing a curly bracket at the end. There we go. So now this should work, and we have the combined dictionary here. Terracoder, pro looper, and string queen. And we printed all the user IDs. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so this next exercise is change the year value from 1964 to 2020. I'll just give you guys a minute to do this one. This one's pretty quick. You can use like dot update or use like brackets to change it. Either of those should be okay. All right, so this one is pretty easy. There's two ways to do it. Car of year equal to 2020, or you can do car dot update and then year to 2020. Both of these work. Okay, well, I should probably print it. Print the car. Keep on making that mistake. So if we take out one, we still get 2020. And if we comment out the other, you still get the same result, 2020. And that is how you change your value. So going on, we have another built-in method called Getkeys. And the way to get keys is using the keys method, and it'll return a list of all the keys in a dictionary. So we have car here, brand, model, year. And if we wanted just the keys, we just wanted to know which keys are in the dictionary. We just want to know brand, model, and year. Then we would assign like keys. X is equal to like car.keys, which is a method we can use. And when we print X, it'll return this list here, brand, model, and year. And you can also, what you can do is you can change something inside of car, but don't actually change X, and X will change because X is pretty much just like a window looking into the dictionary, kind of. Just imagine the dictionary is inside of a small like locked box, and when you do like card.keys, you kind of open a little bit window, you can see all the keys inside of it. So if something inside of the dictionary changes, that what you see through the window also changes. So you don't actually have to physically change X itself for X to print a different values. And yeah, as you see, we run here. We don't change X, but when we print X twice, the second time is brand, model, year, and color. And this is because we have added another value color to be white. And after that is we can talk about get values. We've found out how to get our keys, and getting values is pretty much the exact same thing. We can get the values of a dictionary. So if we just want whatever is on this right side, we just want Ford. We just want Ford. We just want Mustang, and we just want 1964. Then we can use x equal to car.values instead of car.keys. And as I described before, you don't have to change x for printing x to, for x to like change itself. So in this case, since we changed year to 2020, then Ford, Mustang, and 2020 will, when you print X, it'll be Ford, Mustang, in 2020. And before the change, it prints Ford, Mustang in 1964, which was the original, way to do that. So just a quick exercise for you guys to do to practice using these methods. We can use the get method to print the values of to print all the values of the model to print the value of the model key of car dictionary. That's a jumble of words here. So yeah, using the get method, print the value of the model key of the car dictionary. So basically just print model, except yeah. Oh, I sure. This is, oh, I sure. Sorry. This question should not be here. I would think we talk about this later. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, that's why I had trouble reading it. So sorry, we'll just skip that for now. That's my fault. We shouldn't, that exercise kind of doesn't make sense in context. So we'll just talk about next, which is getting items. And basically, getting items will return a, each item will return a list of each item in the dictionary as tuples. So you'll have like a tuple brand Ford, and then a tuple mod Mustang, and a tuple year, comma 1964. And then all of that is a list together. As you see, X is equal to items will return brand to Ford, model to Mustang, year to 1964. And it's the same idea as the keys and values methods, where if you don't change X, but change the dictionary itself, printing X will result in a different value. And in this case, before we change X, the dictionary car is brand to Ford, model to Mustang, and year to 1964. However, when we change year to 2020, then we print X again. you'll see that the updated version is year in 2020. So moving on, we can remove dictionary items. And the way to do that, just in the way that we add dictionary items, you can also remove them. And there's several ways to remove a dictionary item. So the .pop method removes the item with a specified key name. So this dictionary .pop model will remove model from this dictionary along with the key that comes with it. So what's remaining will just be brand to Ford and year to 1964. And we have a quick exercise from that. And I guess instead of removing model this time, let's remove year. Use the pop method to remove year from the car dictionary. And this should take you guys, plus minus a minute. Okay, so this one's pretty simple. It's just one quick line. I'll go over it very briefly. So you just do car dot pop and then year. That's it. And then after that, we'll print car. Yep, and you have brand Ford and a model Mustang. So the next way we can remove a item is the pop item method, which removes the last inserted item. And to note, in versions before Python 3.7, a random item is removed instead. But this in Python 3.7 or above, which I believe Colab should update by itself to the most recent version of Python. So we'll just all treat it as removing the last inserted item. So in this case, it would just basically remove year because remember lists are ordered and the last item in this case is year because it's, it comes at the very end. And a third way that we can remove items is the delete keyword. And as the same way you can delete like list and you can also delete variables list. You can also delete specific keys of dictionaries. So the way we would delete model by using the delete keyword is just delete and then whatever you want to delete. And in this case, this the model is what you want to delete. And you just end up deleting both model and Mustang. And note that the delete keyword can also delete the dictionary completely, which we don't want to do. But let's say we did remove this and we just deleted this dictionary, then it'll give us an error because it's going to be like, oh, this dictionary is not defined since we just deleted it one line, previously to one line. So I'll change this back to what it was originally. And this will just delete the model keyword and along with the value Mustang. And finally, just as a list has a .clear method, a dictionary does too. And the .clear method will just clear everything and it'll just make this dictionary an empty list. So when we run this and we return print this dictionary, it will print dictionary, but it's empty and has nothing in it. So lastly, there's a couple of challenge exercises we want to do, and these do require some for loops. Um, but I don't believe any of these will actually make you loop through the dictionary itself. They'll just be looping through like list or just looping a specified number of times. And the first challenge exercise, I'll give you guys 5 to 10 minutes to do it, is to convert two lists into a dictionary. So we have here keys is equal to 10, 20, and 30. And we also have values is equal to 10, comma, 20, comma, 30. And we want to create a dictionary 10s to 10, 20, the string 20 to 20, and the string 30 to the integer 30. And there is a way to use like .zip to create this dictionary, which um, I guess I can show you guys after I show you like the for loop method. But use what we use so far. Use the for loop method to try and create your dictionary. So I'll give you guys 5 to 10 minutes to do this one. So for this question, how you do this is you would use a for loop to iterate. The idea is we can use a for loop to iterate through every values of keys. And since we know that the indexes line up, then what we can do is we can, we can add the corresponding index of each term, each value in keys to the corresponding index to each value in values. And so what we can do is for I index in range, so we want to iterate through keys as many values as there are in keys. And the way we do that is we can return the length of keys, and this tells us exactly how many values are in keys. So length of keys will return 3. So this will iterate 3 times 0, 1, and 2. And it won't iterate a third time because if you call the range function, will exclude that last value. So for I in range length of keys, we know that they still go through 10, 20, and 30. Then before that, we want to create I guess a dictionary. Um, like combined dictionary. And we'll just make that empty for now. What we can do is we can add onto it. And how we do that is there's 2 ways we learned. The first way, you combined dictionary of what we want is keys. Sorry, keys of I is equal to values of I. And when we run this and we print combined dictionary, then it'll be 10 to 10, 30 to 30, and 20 to 20. And I'm not sure why it gives it to me in this order because I have 10, 20, 30 here. But whatever, this might just be some collab thing that's very weird. So another way to do that is instead of using brackets, we can use the dot update method. So combined dictionary dot update. And what we want to update is we want to update a dictionary and then keys of I to values of I. And this will result in the same thing, 10, 30, and 20. So cool, that's the first practice exercise. And now we'll move on to the second one. And for this one, we want to delete a list of keys from our dictionary. So we have here a sample dictionary, which is name is Kelly, age is 25, salary is 8,000, and city is New York. However, we want to remove name and city in this case. And we have that represented here in the keys. So how do we remove every key in sample dictionary that is in this list that is given to you? And we're just going to assume that everything you put in keys is going to be is going to correspond to a key inside the sample dictionary. If it's not, it's not you just have it's not too hard to fix, but we'll just assume that everything in here already matches with something in dictionary. So same thing, I'll give you guys like 5 to 10 minutes to do this question. All right, so hopefully some of you guys have figured out this last question, but I'll just quickly go over it right now. And the way to do this is similar to the one before. And how we can use a for loop to do this is we can first we can use one of the methods we learned before, which is .pop, and it removes a specific key from sample dictionary. So for like key in keys, then what we can do is we can every time it iterates through, we'll do sample dictionary .pop and then key, and that's really it. And then sample dictionary. Oh, when you print it. Oh, and that shouldn't be key. That should be the variable key. So yeah, this will just return city to New York and age to 25. So that'll conclude to this week's coding club. Next week we will be doing a small project. I'll tell you guys what that is next week. You know, there's a couple ideas I'm still thinking of. So anyways, thank you everyone for coming, and you know, have a great weekend. Oh, sorry, so another question. Um, sure, I can send you guys the call up links for 3 and 4. If you guys want them, I'll send it to you guys right now. Is to everyone else, huh?
I sent you something.
Yeah. I saw that. I can't do that right now because coding club is over, but you know, I'm happy to like um do that if you want me to later. That'd be cool. For 43, which one was the method without the loop? Sorry, let me go back and check. 43. Oh, okay, that one, yeah. So there's something you can do, which is that you can zip. If there's might still might be people left, but so for 43, you can zip two you can zip two lists together. And let me just quickly. That's not it. Let me just quickly comment those out. So zipped, I guess we can call like zip the keys is equal to this thing called zip keys comma values. And if we print this, print zipped keys, what we see is you don't really see anything, but basically it like combines them together. Um, it basically combines keys and values together so that 10 matches up with 10, and then 20, the string matches up with 20. And then you can convert zipped keys into a dictionary. So dictionary zipped keys. And if we just print that out, print out dictionary of zipped keys, we get 10, 20, and 30. Using like the zip function is a quick way to turn two lists into a thing. But with the zip function, you have to make sure the length of the two things are the same. So like, I believe if this is if we turn this into 40, then if we try this again, it'll it's basically the 40 won't work, and you have to add in additional value 40 if you want it to zip correctly. So that's basically how to do number 43 without a loop. So yeah, so I believe that's it. I'll send weeks 3 and 4 right now to Mira. Uh, anyways, so to everyone else, have a great weekend, and thank you so much for coming. See you guys next week. Weeks 3 and 4. sorry, Mira, you said you needed weeks 3 and 4, correct? Oh, 4 and 5, okay. Share, copy link. So chat. This one is week 5. And then one more is week 4. So week 5 was just a review day and week 4 was loops. That one is pretty important. And the review day is also pretty important because it helps kind of reinforce the concept of loops. Sorry if you didn't understand some of the last 2 questions because those did involve loops. So I'll share this to you right now so you can go over it later. And this one is week.
What's the hardest topic you're going to be teaching?
Let me see. I do have plans. This is this is like for loops and while loops. I would say is like we're only going over some basic Python, but I have plans to go up to just basically for loops and while loops. We might do some work with a couple of libraries and stuff like that. We could, based on like how you guys are working, we might work with files as well. And then, but it's going to be a lot of projects after learning the fundamentals. So,
Wait. I see your background. I see what your background is. And I see some ALPS books.
oh yeah, I do have some AOPS books. Anyways, yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Mira, you got did you get both of the links? You're able to access them?
Well, actually, I took a class before that ranged from like the
Oh,
basic syntax to classes.
actually, I think I do have an email list. So you know what? Sometime this week at some point I will send everyone the list of all the coding club collabs so you guys can access them. And it's cool. So, all right. Bye, Nathan. Bye, Mira.